Hello, beautiful people. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. I am cold. It's cold as shit out here today. Woo! I'm out at the nature trail because you know how I am. I'm stubborn and I just got to be out here making my videos. It's a wet day. It's cold. Hopefully I'm not shivering too much during this video. But this is another video about the Kundalini awakening, and this is another update. If you've seen my other videos, I talk about, every time I do these videos, I share the stage that I feel that I'm in and what experiences and what symptoms I'm having. Physical symptoms, emotional, whatever. I share them all on these videos I've been doing. And so now is another update, and I'm going to share my symptoms and everything that I'm going through. But I got a paper because I want to remind myself what to say. I wanted to mention, for you young people, when I first started making this channel, I didn't really think about who I would be talking to. But as time has gone by, I realized I'm going to be communicating and talking to a lot of you young people, and I think you guys are going to be something special, for real, because back in the late 90s, when I first had this spontaneous tingle that went up the spine, and I had no idea what it is, I didn't have access to none of this information. Didn't have the phones like that with the internet access, and the internet wasn't popping even when you used a computer. It wasn't like that. So I didn't have access to all this information. And you guys have like so much to learn. And that's why I know you guys are going to be way ahead of where we were at your age, because you have access to so much. And so when I'm afraid of what this world is coming to, I realize that it's going to be something special, because you guys are going to be aware of everything that you're going through way before we did, or at least I did. And that's why you guys are going to be so powerful. And I just think it's a beautiful thing. But what I wanted to say is, if any of you out there are feeling confused or depressed, or you're going through different emotions and you're losing interest in a lot of things, or you're feeling like you're unsure about your job, your career and stuff like that, it's not going to last forever. It's not. You're going to get where I am right now. And this was just like 4 or 5 months ago when I was going through all of those emotions. But right now I'm so excited about life. I'm just so happy. I feel good. 4 months ago when I was going through that emotional roller coaster, I was angry sometimes, felt depressed sometimes. I lost interest in social media, confused about my job and what I wanted to do. And it was just a lot, and it just didn't feel good, except for those moments of bliss, because that was a part of this awakening process. Sometimes I would feel really blissful, like really good. Sometimes I would just be like, oh, I feel so good. And I didn't know why I felt like that until now. Now I know that that's due to dopamine being released in the blood and in the body. And it's just amazing how your body contains hormones that can make you feel high without using drugs. That is just pretty amazing. And I wasn't aware of a lot of that then. Last year, I didn't know what a spiritual awakening was. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what Kundalini was. I didn't know anything. But it's like I was pushed out of Miami so that I can wake up and start realizing and start seeing more. And now I get it. Now I understand. So I just want you to know, if you're going through that, as long as you follow the signs and follow the guidance and continue living in your head with this spiritual life, you are going to move forward in this process, and it's going to become easier. It's going to become fun. It's going to become exciting. I'm not going through like overly blissful moments these days, but it's like I'm leveled out now. I'm just like, I just feel good about life. I feel excited about life. I'm not worried about a lot of the things that I was worried about before, whether it be money or my job or whatever. Everything seems to be falling in place, and it's because I'm just living for today. I'm doing what I need to do now instead of trying to control what's going to happen or what is going to happen in the future. So, what did I write here? I just want to make sure I remind myself. I don't want to forget anything. Like I was saying, with the emotions that I was going through, once I let go, that's when the physical symptoms really started to take off. I moved forward once I stopped trying to control everything. I started going and experiencing more of the buzzing and the vibrating and stuff like that. And like I said, when I was 20, and that was 22 years ago, when that happened, when that tingle went up the spine, at that time, it didn't feel like what I'm feeling now or what I started feeling as this awakening started moving forward. The buzzing and the vibrating, I've shared that. I've talked about that in my videos where I even saw visions. I saw my dad's face and I heard his voice. He said something. I can't make it out. It wasn't very clear, but I did talk about that in my other videos about the Kundalini updates that I would share. But something interesting had happened after that. So after I saw his face and heard his voice, I wasn't sure. It's like I knew it was him. But you know, when you start living, going along with your day, you start doubting, was that really him? Was that really this? Was that? And one night, I'm dozing off on the couch. And my husband, me and him, he and I are both on the couch. I'm cold. Please excuse me. But we were on the couch and I was dozing off, and he got up and he was like getting ready to shut everything down, turn off the TV, everything, fix the bed, and then he'll come and like carry me into the room or whatever. And so I'm on the couch and I'm dozing off, and somebody whistled and blew in my ear like that, and it was in my ear. And so I'm dozing off, and then I said, huh, because I thought that was my husband who said something to me or blew in my ear or something. And when I opened my eyes and said, I see my husband coming out of the room. So I'm like, that wasn't him. Oh my God. And my dad used to whistle a lot. And I was like, that was my dad. So it was almost like a confirmation that the vision that I saw, the voice that I heard when I was in that meditative state, because that's when this happens. Whenever I'm either starting to doze off or when I wake up in the morning and early and I'm like really relaxed in the bed, the buzzing and the sparks. That more recently, I haven't been having that zzz, buzzing, vibrating feeling. It's been more like sparks, like as I'm starting to wake up, I'll hear that and feel that. But what I realized is this Kundalini energy is opening up my connection to the spirit world. It's kind of like opening up my natural gifts, our natural gifts, because we all have these psychic abilities that we just don't think we have. And it's almost like it is, like I said, it's connecting me and showing me the spirit world and opening me up to the connection to that spirit world, which is just like, wow, I went from believing that my parents were around watching me and they were there to now knowing. And there's a big difference between believing and knowing. You feel a whole lot different when you know something rather than just believe it. When you believe it, there's still kind of room for doubting it. But when you know it, there's a whole different story right there. So as far as the symptoms go, I haven't been having a lot of the buzzing. It's more like sparks every now and then. And the ringing in the ear, I'm still having that, but that's a little different now. The ringing in the ears is almost now like it's so loud. The pitch is so loud that I can't hear it, is what it seems like. It's almost like if someone screams in your ear, right? If someone's standing right here yelling in your ear, you can hear the vibration of the scream, but you can hear it too. But this feels like you can hear the vibration of something in your ear, but you can't hear it. It's just that loud. The pitch is so high that you can't hear it. It seems as though like almost like you can't hear anything, like your hearing gets blocked in that ear for a second. That's been happening, as well as the pressure in my ears. I've been feeling that. You know how if you're going in the elevator and your ears feel like they're going to pop? I feel that sometimes randomly. I'm just sitting in the living room. I feel that sometimes. And Like I said, the pitch is really high. It's so high that it almost sounds like nothing, but it's like a vibration, like you feel something there. So that's been very interesting. Aside from that, I feel heat in my feet still. Like I'll feel heat, like a wave of heat move along the bottom of my feet. My muscles twitch sometimes. Aside from that, what else? The third eye. The third eye, this is like every day. I feel this pulsating feeling in the third eye, like pressure there. Not very hard. I've been having like slight little headaches and little, like a slight little pain inside the ear. Like just little interesting things like that happening. And those are pretty much the physical symptoms that I've been feeling, aside from the emotional, just feeling really good and feeling really excited. Also meditating. When I meditate, I see colors. Like I'll see a bluish purple color, or sometimes it's a yellowish color. It'll be a circle that'll either be a small circle that'll grow big, or it's big and it goes small and disappear, and it'll repeat itself over and over. So I see those colors sometimes. And that's when I'm in a meditative state. And the chills, I still feel that. Like when I'm laying in the bed, I'm under the blanket, it's not cold or anything. But as I meditate, because I'll do that before I fall asleep sometime, I'll just lay there and close my eyes and try to meditate. And I'll feel like these chills go up and down my body. And, I think they call them Kundalini chills. And that's what I believe that is. It's this, when you get into this meditative state, you can feel this energy flowing through. I close my eyes, I see kind of like static sometimes. But those are pretty much the symptoms that I've been feeling. Aside from that, I just realized how far I've come in 1 year. It's interesting because last year, before we moved from Miami to Kissimmee, the only thing I knew about the number 22 that I would see all the time, only thing I felt or thought I knew was that was my lucky number, or I should play the lotto and play number 22. Like that's all I would think about that 22. And I saw 22 all the time. I had my oldest daughter. I had her when I was 22 years old. I grew up on 22nd Avenue behind my dad's house, and the address was on 22nd Court. So I would just see 22 everywhere. Sometimes I'd look at the time and it would be 10:22, or I would just see 22 everywhere. And so I just thought it was my lucky number. That's all I thought about it. But I've come to learn, with looking and searching for information, that the 22 is a master number. It's associated with duality and balance and harmony and peace and love and relationships and partnerships and helping humankind. That's what the 22 is all about, which is very interesting. That's what I believed last year about 22. It was my lucky number. Now I know that it's something way bigger than that. Also, like I said, I believed in the spirit world, and now I know that it's real. I went from, like I said, there's a lot of things I didn't pay attention to. Number 11 is my life path number. I didn't find that out until this year as well. My life path number is 11, which is another master number, an intuitive number. And when I started paying attention to numerology, I decided to just think back and put things together. And I realized something very interesting. The address where I grew up, which was close to 22nd Avenue, all of my addresses actually add up to 11. 13115. That was that address. That adds up to 11. The next place I lived, I moved with my brother. That was 731. That added up to 211. The next apartment, me and my sister got an apartment downtown, close in Miami, like close to Overtown, and it was 1104 was the apartment. It was on the 11th floor. And then it gets more interesting. The last place that I lived before moving out of Miami was 236 was the address, but the street number, and the 236 adds up to 11, but the street number is 111, 111. This is the address, the last one I lived in before moving. This is the address where I met my soulmate, my partner, my husband, who I'm with. And an owl came to our house like several times before we moved. from Miami. Left a feather was there, and the owl is a symbol of change. It's just, when you think back on it, I realize how the universe has been giving me signs for a long time. And I haven't been paying any attention to it. I haven't been tapping into it. I haven't, I didn't know. So I didn't, distractions. And that's why I feel like the universe pushed me out of Miami, because I wasn't waking up there. That place where we live, we would try so hard to find another place to live. Nothing seemed to work out. I remember the last apartment that we tried to move into was like, oh, it's bigger, it's nice, because I got pregnant. We have another little girl, and so we wanted a bigger space because I have three girls. So I wanted a bigger space, a bigger apartment, something nicer. And we would try, and it just seems like nothing would work out. It was almost as though it was not meant for us to move anywhere else except for out of Miami. The last apartment we tried to move into, I went there, I called, it was like, okay, great, they have a vacancy, we're gonna move in there. The next day I went to take my paperwork there, someone came right before me and they got the place before I did. It was just like nothing seemed to work out. But the moment that we made the decision to move out of Miami, everything fell in place. Money came in, like extra money came in, everything came in, everything fell through. Just like it was meant to. It was like, okay, you decided to move, here you go, here's everything you need to get out of there. We tried moving to Orlando, we looked for places there, that didn't seem to work out. But the place in Kissimmee was just like a breeze moving in there. It was like we got this house like that, like without even trying hard. And then come to find out, we're around the corner from a nature trail. Nature is what facilitated this whole awakening. That's what made this all happen, being in nature, which is very amazing, very amazing. And like I said, coming here just made me wake up. Being in nature, it just the number synchronicities started going crazy. Then came all the emotional, like everything. And like I said, the biggest thing for me is finding out that for 22 years, I thought that someone had put voodoo on me when I was 20, and I felt the tingle go up my spine, and it would happen for years. That first time it happened, it kept me up all night. Every time I started to doze off, there's this tingle that go up the spine. Happened for years. Time and not every night, but like time after time. Like, let's say this month it happened once or twice. A couple of months later it happened again. And this happened for 22 years. 22 years, right? So is that not a sign that 22 years later, this year, I went from believing that someone put voodoo on me to knowing that that was Kundalini energy trying to clear the blockages in my chakras. So pay attention. That's pretty much all I can tell you. Pay attention so you guys won't be, it won't take you as long as it did for me to kind of like wake up and realize what's really going on. That's pretty much all I wanted to share in this video today, but I just wanted to let you guys know that as long as you keep trying to move forward and live a spiritual life, you're going to get out of these stages that you're in that you don't like, these emotional roller coasters, the confusion, and like you're going to get out of it as long as you just keep looking for guidance and keep following the signs and the guidance that you are getting. Okay, that's really all I wanted to say. It's cold and I want to get out of here. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, share. And until next time, before I go, someone said that they wanted me to make a more chakra videos. And it's a good thing you asked, because I was actually planning on doing that anyway. So the next one will probably be the heart chakra, and I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow and next week, but I do want to make another video tomorrow. So I am looking forward to making that video about the chakras, about the heart chakra, and then I'll, from time to time, as I feel like each of these chakras are working, like for right now, I think that my sacral chakra is opening, and that's the feeling of the emotions with the happiness and the excited feelings about life. So I'm going to be making more chakra videos. But once again, thanks for watching. And until next time, peace and blessings to you. Bye.